G'day. Is flying private really worth it? Tonight, I'm flying from Bologna to Nice, and you're going to join me. I'm delighted they have a lounge here. Not that we'll spend much time here. It's comfortable. There's some beverages over there and a nice piece of art. But very shortly we'll be boarding, and I can't wait to show you this Citation jet. If I was flying commercial tonight, I would not have made the flight. Didn't think it was going to take me 2 hours to go 2.2 kilometres in Imola. That's what it took. And then we got onto the freeway and it was pretty heavy. So we've arrived here with about 15 minutes prior to boarding. Couldn't do that over at the general terminal. So this is our Citation XLS Plus. Now I can't stand up in here, but really I don't need to stand up. I'm sitting down here, so we're going to get moving in just a second once we have a chat with our pilot.
We have planned a flight from Bologna to Nice. The flight time will be around 50 minutes, but as you are used to speed, we'd like to make it a bit faster for you. The aircraft is a Citation XLS and an American manufacturer. We can accompany 8 passengers and a range of about 1,700 nautical miles.
So the walk from the terminal to the jet was maybe a minute and a half, and we could have taken a van, but it was a lovely night, so we walked out. And from getting on to the door closing was all of a couple of minutes, and now we're taxiing out here at high speed. We have a 10:15 departure slot, and it's 10:08. This is so, the takeoff is amazing. It's like a roller coaster. It's not like a commercial jet. And we're in the air, and we've got under 50 minutes to travel to our destination. And given I had to be in Monaco on Monday, I just contacted my friends at IncyJets, who in fact are sponsoring this video. You may remember I spoke recently about the IncyJets card. IncyJets is now launching their Prime Card membership. It's the simplest way to streamline your travel. This model is based on real-time market pricing, the most cost-effective way to fly. Ideal for frequent flyers who are ready to book around 2 weeks prior to departure. You gain more access to the perfect private aircraft for your next trip, flexible booking options, cost efficiency, and effortless on-demand travel. Plus, you won't get stung with annual fees because there aren't any. Fly often and fly in luxury thanks to IncyJets. Find out more by clicking the link. Of course, booking a private flight is completely different to booking a commercial flight. I emailed IncyJets and said I want to go here to here on this date, and I'll get back a number of options, including different aircraft and different prices. Once I select my flight, I pay for it. Originally it was going to be 3 people, I added 3 more. It added a bit more to the cost because there's some extra airport fees that have to be attended to. And then a few days prior to the flight, I get this running sheet, and it details the tail number of the aircraft, the pilots' names, our cabin crew's names. Yes, we had a cabin crew. Last year in the flight, I didn't have cabin crew, but it was lovely. Catering-wise, they asked me what I wanted. I said, look, a couple of bottles of champagne and a few platters, that's all we need. The flight we did a year ago, we had way too much food and too little time to eat it. Being an F1 photographer, I see a lot of F1 drivers taking private jets. So did Max Verstappen take his new 2022 Dassault Falcon jet? No, he and most of the other drivers went by helicopter. Why? Well, you can depart from the Fontvieille heliport, which is not too far from where most of the drivers live. Journey takes about 100 minutes, so yes, it's longer than a jet flight, but it saves about half an hour driving to Nice, and most of the drivers can actually walk to the heliport. For these Euro races, most of the drivers will not only share jets, they can depart early on Thursday morning, fly into smaller airports nearer the track like Forlì, which is where most of the drivers arrived in and out of, and arrive in plenty of time for media day activities. They can then leave straight after their post-race activities on Sunday nights. That means they only have 3 nights in a hotel or a motorhome instead of most of us who arrive Wednesday and leave on Monday. So how much does flying private cost? Well, it's hard to put an exact price as every flight will be different. But if I'd filled all 8 seats on our jet, on a per seat basis, I reckon it would have worked out at probably 2 to 3 times the price of a business class seat on a good airline. But no one flying private is expecting a bargain. They're choosing this mode of transport for the convenience. I had to be in Monaco on Monday. So when I looked at my options, I was faced with car hire. That would have been at least $1,000 one-way fee and a 5.5+ hour trip. Flying, but there are no direct flights between Bologna and Nice.
You have to go a one-stopper, and that's got to be at least 4 hours. And going by public transport, say train, is going to be every bit of 5+ hours. So flying private was the only quick way of getting here. This was my second private flight, and if someone offers me a seat on their jet in the future, I'd seriously consider it. Oh, and the luggage? It was no problem. All of us had a couple of large bags, and the ground crew just took care of it.
We've only got about 42 minutes left of this flight. The champagne's coming out now along with a snack, so we're going to have to down it quickly. Thank you. Cheers. Tono. It's an olive. Oh, there's 2 olives. Beautiful flight, just lovely. What you notice is the takeoff for one, and the landing are so smooth and so quick. The taxi is short, there's a bus waiting for us to take us to the terminal. It's just such a great thing to do. Yeah, look, it's way more expensive than flying commercial, but if your time's valuable, there's really no better way to fly than this. Oh, and by the way, yes, it is quite noisy in the cabin. And our shuttle has pulled us up to the terminal. Well, from taking off to lobbing in here, less than an hour, which is pretty good. And I actually got the Port Palace Hotel, because we're staying at the Port Palace, to organise a driver. And he was waiting here for us.
And this is our base for the next 3 nights here in Monaco, the Port Palace Hotel, which is right on the F1 track. We left Bologna at 10:15 p.m. and I was in the Port Palace Hotel by midnight. No way you could do that commercially. So in short, is flying private worth it? Yes, but only if you have more important things that you could be doing at a time when you would be sitting on a plane. And that was certainly the case for me with my trip to Monaco. I'm now going to leave you and also thank those people who are just about to subscribe who haven't done so already. And at least, please, could you like this video? And for a whole lot of F1 content and merchandise, these are the sites you need to look at. Thanks for watching and stay passionate.
Bye-bye.
Laughing good.
Yeah. Sorry? Oh, yeah. Your microphone,
Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. That could have gone to wherever. Is that a microphone?